the Venice, you move into Venice and everything. And then, of course, we have the Natas fire hydrant, which instead of the Natas spin, you did the Satan spin, which is Natas backwards. And you were explaining to these cops, first of all, were they just there? They weren't kicking you out, obviously. This is Venice. I couldn't imagine them showing up to kick you out of a fire hydrant spot, right?
Right. Public sidewalk.
Public sidewalk, exactly. But they seemed interested in what you were doing.
Yeah, this is cool. So I like the ability to, like, I'm kind of explaining to the crowd what's happening.
The crowd.
Right.
But like the viewer of the video, I'm explaining to them what's happening through talking to cops. And then there's all this bad connotations about police officers doing awful things. But obviously there's good people in every job and terrible people in every job. So it's like, I love this, to see the cops like interested in skateboarding. And like one of these, I was skating down the street recently, and a cop pulled over on the sidewalk, like right in front of me. And I was like, I could have taken a right and dodged it, but I was like, no, I'm just going to look forward and keep pushing. And the cop's like, hey, stop. And I stop, and he's like, you remember that day when you were doing that spin on the fire hydrant?
No way.
And it was one of these guys, dude.
That's so sick.
And they were like, it's so good to see you again. It's been a while. And I'm like, yo. And then I was on the boardwalk, and like, you know that naked crazy girl on the boardwalk all the time?
No.
Oh, I know you're talking about.
Yeah,
and she
yeah.
skates sometimes or no?
Maybe. She definitely dances and stuff.
Yeah, I've seen her around. Yeah,
But she's-
on the
I'll have to
boardwalk.
check her out, yeah.
But she like broke her ankle like a while back, and she had a big cast on. And I was talking to her, and the cops drove by on the boardwalk, and it was this same guy, and he's like, hey, how's it going? Talking to her, like, what happened to your foot? And I'm like,
Just
these
a nice cop.
These cops are checking in on the local homeless people.
Sure.
They're checking in on everybody. Like, I was like, dude. Anyways,
That's right.
So why were they there? They just pulled up?
they were there because this is the same day. I don't know if you guys remember that the Dior fashion show was going on.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Tony Hawk was there.
Tony Hawk was there. So
Okay.
I was doing this while Tony Hawk was posing. No, he was watching
He was watching the runway show.
the runway show.
Yep.
So there was hella police presence because of the runway show.
There's that tray flip you were talking about, Dron.
Yep.
Yeah, see?
But this was one of those moments where it's like, oh yeah, that's a Nata spin, and
And then you're like, yeah, this is a Satan spin because it's not as backwards.
yeah, just like
Wait, so you did this wait, are they in the clip when you landed?
no.
Okay, so they moved on at that point.
They moved on. But if you see, the cop car's still there.
Yeah.
And then there's this nice car right there on the left. I was like, the filmer was like, don't hit the car.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're like, I'm Andy Anderson.
No,
I'm
man.
not going to hit the car.
But that was sketchy, dude. There was chaos going on. And then, yeah, bro.
Well, it sucks because somebody hit that fire hydrant, right? And
Just
it's
recently.
gone. Yeah, within the last year, no?
Yeah,
Or
we-
6 months?
It was hit on a Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve.
Wow.
So I don't think it was last Christmas. I think it was Christmas before.
Okay.
And I was, a week before it got hit, I was designing this swatch. So I'm coming out with a swatch. Actually, 2 weeks after the part drops.
Perfect timing.
And it's got all these fire hydrants all over it from around the world, from the different places I went to while I was competing for the Olympics. And the focal point is this fire hydrant. And they needed a sketch of it. So I, like, fully wined and dined this hydrant, dude. I, like, went up. I, like, looked at, like, every angle of it. Like, where am I going to draw it the best from? And I sat down there, sketched it, like, paid my respects. And then I went back to Canada, and a week later got hit by a car.
Wow. Perfect timing, bro.
So I got the Satan nips, and then I got the sketch of it, and then the watch is that color based
Okay.
Wow.
on all that.
They put another fire hydrant there, right?
Yeah,
They did.
But it's
terrible one.
all, it's not the same.
There's no knob on top. Like this is the best hydrant ever for Nata spins. Can we get a shot without the board on
Yeah,
it?
because it's got the little knob.
It's got the knob and the plate. It's like a plate around it, so
You could pop off.
you can pop off. Otherwise, if it's just a knob and a thing, you can't pop off. But with the knob with the plate, you can use the plate to like rock and roll out, kind of.
Yeah, you couldn't do this on the one they have now, right?
No.
Yeah.
And the other thing that's special about this one is there's only 2 nozzles. Like, these are everywhere with 4 nozzles, but then there's no real escape route.
Hmm.
So there's only, like, a few of these. They're a super
But
old version.
Are there any other of these in Venice?
Yeah.
Oh, there is.
There's, like, 2.
But it ain't the Natas one.
That's not the
And
one.
they're not skatable. They're not skatable. They're, like,
Oh, like in
in
grass or
weird
something?
in weird places. But the same model.
I just love the fact that Natas did this thing. How many years ago was it? Was it in Speed Freaks or something? What was it?
Wheels of Fire.
Wheels of Fire.
89.
Streets of
88.
Fire.
89.
Damn.
And
So
now
40
here's
years ago?
I think it was
Crazy,
yeah,
right?
86, 87 or something.
Maybe that. Yeah.
So you just wanted to one up Natas
Yeah,
and
that's
do the dark slide.
that's really
Yeah.
all it was. No, but it's kind of funny. It's kind of like a territorial pissing in a way
Oh,
on a
you
hydrant.
took a leak on Natas' stomping grounds.
Well, he peed on it first. It's
Okay,
not like dogs
okay,
get
okay.
mad at other dogs or pissing on their
True.
stuff.
This is
You
true.
never know. We don't know that.
They
though.
just smell it.
This is
They're
true.
like, oh, homie was here.
Yeah. Let me piss.
Maybe.
I don't know.
So, was that the first time you ever done that trick in general?
No, not the first time I'd done it. Like if you find a nice rock with like a flat side, that's probably the easiest thing to learn Nata spins and things on, because it's nice and low. But this was like high enough that if I didn't land it right, my board would pogo me, which happened a couple times.
Ooh, ouch.
And like I'm not the master of flip tricks. Like, oh, see that? Sorry, you can see the board wraps under the plate,
Rolled off
right.
of it.
right where there's no nozzles.
Yes.
Right? So
Mhm.
that you can't do that on just any hydrant.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to use the knob, the plate, and the lack of nozzles.
Right. Okay.
So that
Perfect storm.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to go down the bank, but when you pop out, you're like not right there, so it's tricky.
It was great. I just love that. I love the fact that it's not really there anymore. It's kind of an homage, right? It's like the last dance for that
Yes.
fire hydrant,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And there was another clip. We probably won't talk about it, but your last trick, you almost hit the car again. Like, I'm like, I don't. Thinking of something so hard like that with a car right there is like the hardest.
It's
thing
Main
for me.
Street. It's a busy
Yeah.
street. But we'll get into the last trick because we all want to touch on it.
But I love street tricks. When you're interacting with a street,
yes.
you know, it's not just like stairs in a mall or something.
Standard. It's not standard issue.
You're like, there's cars and
It's unpredictable.
yeah, buses and
Just live
I know
action.
what you're saying.
street. Man.